to each other and continuing or starting to collaborate, because I'm not sure that we've been doing a huge amount of that. So please, please, please enjoy the session. I'd now like to hand over to our Director Affairs to give us an update in relation to what's been happening in Pakistan around empowering girls, but without the discussion, a brief discussion, and some of it will be highlighted in the projects around the horrendous floods that they have experienced in so much of the country. So Faiz, may I hand over to you, please?
Thank you. Am I audible?
You are indeed.
Okay, wonderful. Rotary International Director-elect Eve is there. Greetings to you, and of course, Janine. What a pleasure it is to be there, sharing my thoughts. Friends, all those who are present from UK, Great Britain and Ireland, as well as Pakistan, welcome to all of you. And thank you, Janine, for the great initiative for Girl Empowerment Program, connecting Rotary, Great Britain and Ireland with Pakistan. Friends, I have witnessed many disasters during last 35 years, but the one we are experiencing at present is worst of its kind, not just in Pakistan, perhaps in the recent history as well.
First, we don't seem to have your video on. That's it, thank you.
Okay, is it okay now?
Perfect.
Okay. Sorry, again, I think there is something, just a second. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's it, we can see you and we can, don't worry, just carry on speaking. We'll put a photo of you up.
No, it's fine. I think there was, yeah, okay, fine. So the only, what I would like to share is, first of all, with regard to the floods, the recent floods, and then, of course, the Girl Empowerment Program. Well, talking of the recent floods, friends, as I stated, and I won't, now I would like to share the two words which the United Nations General Secretary, while visiting Pakistan, mentioned about this disaster. That is, it is a climate carnage, and that describes it all. 33 million people have been directly affected, and 33 million means almost 50% of the population of Great Britain and Ireland, and around 190 countries in the world have less population than 33 million itself. But that is just who are directly affected at present by this carnage. On the other hand, it is the entire country which is being affected or which would be affected. And according to rough estimates, more than $30 billion worth of economy has been destroyed and will be affected. $30 billion. And again, giving just a feel of what it is, during the tsunami in 2004, where 12 countries were affected by the tsunamis, the economic estimated disaster at that time was around $9 billion. So comparing to 12 countries, $9 billion, this Pakistan alone is going to suffer worth more than $30 billion of its economic destruction. Now, what has happened, and all the clubs in Pakistan, Rotarians, Rotary clubs, in fact, from many other countries, they are really helping us tremendously in this process. And I would like to thank all of you. But I have been involved in some major disasters during last more than 20 years, involved in the rebuild, rehabilitation, relief stages. So I have always been of the opinion that fine, when the disaster starts, yes, everybody has to play their role, but the actual time begins there onwards. for the rehab and rebuild stages. And there is ways we are looking forward to the support of all my friends from the entire world that this is time to help. I always say I'm not alone. The Rotarians anywhere in the world are not alone. They have a strength. Today, we have a strength of 1.4 billion members of our family from the entire world, and they're all there at our support. So for these Rotarians and road tractors who are doing amazing work here, my compliments to all of you, and please let us move ahead for the next stage. Now, talking of the next stage, my idea has always been that we should be looking for some sustainable projects. And whenever such disasters start, last time in 2011, when we had floods, we went for a model village, Rotary village, in one of the areas in the province of Sindh. So now the target is that to build, and since it is almost the entire infrastructure, civil and economic infrastructure has been whitewashed in almost 30% of Pakistan and 70% for the province of Sindh alone. So the idea is to come up with some sustainable villages. And by sustainable villages, obviously we have to, on one hand, we have to deal with these issues like environment and all. On the other hand, it's time to tell the world what the indigenous technology can do. We just have to support them. And I think we have tremendous indigenous skills available. And by providing them just a bit of support, some technical support and some support in terms of human resource and all, they can excel. So this is the takeaway from here. This is the opportunity I see, that in these villages, if you can get there on grounds, and Rotary can come up with 20 model villages, sustainable villages all over Pakistan, that can set the direction for a transformation of our societies, not just in these villages, but perhaps entire Pakistan as well. Now, talking of the role of women and role of girl, I'll give you example of these villages alone, where women plays very important role. You know, in the rural areas, in the agriculture sector, cultivation, for cattle farming, for the other handicraft skills and all, 66% women in these villages are actively involved in the growth and development of their households. They are playing a very important role supporting the male member of the family. This is the statistics, which is from the rural areas of Pakistan. Women and girls in Pakistan for last 20 years, again, have been playing leading role in every field, every area. And men in Pakistan have been supporting them quite a lot. Similarly, things are happening in our Rotary clubs, where Rotary club, we had about 13% female members a few years back. Today, we are 20, and we are targeting at least 30% of female members in Rotary clubs by the end of my term, which would be June 2024. Similarly, road tractors, we have almost 50%, female members and 50% male members in road tractors. So there you get a fairly good perception what is happening as far as females are concerned in Pakistan. I'll just give you, you'll be seeing some good presentations, and I'm sure you'll get the idea where we are heading to. But one thing which I would like to focus, and that is my thought for all my friends from Pakistan as well as other countries, that we need to get connected to the indigenous skills now, and let these skills get connected with the entire world. I'll give you just one example. That a handbag made by these women in the rural areas gets sold for about $2.5 when it is sold to some person who or she brings it to the urban areas, like I'm talking of Karachi. It is sold in Karachi for around $10. And then when it is exported out and sold in countries, in European countries, in USA and other countries, it is sold for $30 to $35. So my vision is and mission is to get these women and girls working, in these rural areas, doing very hard work and have got the natural talent and skill, get them connected with the world through e-marketing and other resources as well. So I wish you all best of luck, and I'm looking forward for some amazing presentations ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Director Fairs. Now, I'd like to introduce Kishwa. Kishwa is the Assistant Ambassador for Empowering Girls, covering specifically the 2 Rotary districts for Pakistan. And she's been an absolute star in helping to put together today. We couldn't have done it without her. She's a phrase that we use in Great Britain and Ireland that I mentioned in a planning session we had earlier again this morning, was it's like herding cats, trying to get all of the presentations together and all of the speakers. So Kishwa, you've done an amazing job, and can I hand over to you now, please, to introduce your projects? You're muted, Kishwa.
Thank you, Jenny. You have been absolutely amazing in bringing together all of us. And for this great initiative, thank you so very much. As already mentioned by Janine, in 1921, I don't know where I am. In 2021, past Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta initiated this program on girls' empowerment, which has been continued by the current president, Jennifer Jones. This has been implemented by 2 districts, 3271 and 3272, with guidance from our zonal ambassador, Kalpana Count, and our RID director, Shekhar. Thank you both of you so very much. We are trying our best to achieve our goals. Some of the areas we are supporting are health, with adolescent health in particular, in hygiene management, awareness of health, healthy nutrition, and hygiene management. Then education, teaching, training teachers, adult literacy program, providing skills for future access to jobs and for entrepreneurship, vocational training. Also, we are helping in legal aid services and self-defense training, and much more. We are trying our best to expand our program, expand our areas for reaching more women folk. We are looking forward to achieving success in various fields related to women folk. Some of the girls would be presenting, that is the team members, the girls empowerment team members, would be presenting the activities on this forum. So we start with Karachi Crown and Gateway. It's a joint project, and Farah Javed would be giving a presentation. Farah Javed.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Farah.
So I'm representing today Crown and Gateway both because we are working in collaboration, because Nahid Wahid from she is the district chair for women empowerment this year, and I'm working with their collaboration in different fields. But from last 2 years, our Crown Club is mainly working on women empowerment, especially in IT, health and beauty sector, for mostly for disabled and single mothers and underprivileged women. We are mostly working on this, and from last 2 years, our Crown Club has been providing 30 families. Our preference was disabled and single mothers with their ration, home groceries, and even their kitchen utensils also. We are providing 30 families from last 2 years, and still we are doing this project. But with Gateway this year, as you all know, our flood situation, our disaster in the country, we had these two programs, fundraising programs. One was cricket match and one was Qawwali night. And we sent all the relief goods to two Sindh regions, Shekhar and Khairpur. But I'm working mainly on health sector, in especially with lady health workers and hygiene problems with the rural area women and IT sector. And because my field is beauty, so I'm working mainly on beauty. I personally trained 1,000 girls in beauty from last, I think, 3 years, and they all are working in different salons. Plus, with Gateway, we are doing career counseling because uh, in rural areas and small cities, these girls are very much confused because they have financial problems. They don't know which way to go. So we are doing their career counseling to choose their options in different fields. We are doing main career counseling sessions in different areas of Karachi and rural areas of Sindh. And our upcoming projects are in the health sector. Let me tell you, our future plans are MOU with health institutes for job placements of women, training girls into beauty sectors. So this is my slide, running career counseling. And plus we help these women, we facilitate these women in different seminars and expos to create their own stalls and showcase their own work. And this was very useful for to support their homes. Plus, I'm mostly doing this health visitors, lady health workers. Now my future plans with Gateway Club are more career counseling sessions, freelancing awareness sessions, skill competition, which I'm one of skill competition is going to held on 4th October. It's in 25 salons are participating in this, and our competition is going very well. Plus, I'm working in beauty sectors in training at different salons and different vocational schools. I'm working with vocational schools in different projects. And my job placement session in this
I think we have a time problem there, Kishwa. I think that's why we've cut that one. I'm really sorry, but we have so many to get through.
Yes, in fact, I was just messaging below. Yes.
sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, your time is up. I think we have, there are 20 presentations and we have to give 3 minutes to each. So please we have to maintain times and the timer is there. It will automatically cut the presentations.
Kishwa, can you introduce your next speaker, please? Don't worry, folks. We will have details that you can send an email to find out more, and we can have time afterwards to pick up on any of these.
Thank you.
Lahore
Thank you.
Grace. Shaista Khawa from Lahore Grace. Shaista,
Ji.
3 minutes, please.
Can I have my presentation? Okay, Ji. Hello everyone, I'm Shaista Khawa. I'm a charter president of Rotary Club of Lahore Grace. By profession, I'm a floral designer, landscaper and educationist. Our club is regularly doing welfare projects in all the 7 areas of focus. Today, we have divided all the projects of girls or women empowerment into 3 groups. Our first group is girls from underprivileged areas. Next slide, please. We are running 2 free schools. We motivate girls to get education, which is the first step towards empowerment. Next, please, next. And we have intentionally hired underprivileged girls as teachers in our 2 free schools to empower them. Next, please. We have trained some of our senior students, mothers, picture teachers to become Mehndi artists and give them multiple Mehndi projects, especially on every Eid. Next, please. Next 2-3 slides. These are all the pictures of our schools. And this is the Mehndi artist project. And then we organize multiple skilled workshops to support them. Our second divided group is mental physically disabled females. Next, please. We provide training, motivational sessions to girls, women, including hygiene, ethics, religion, etc. Another supporting project is simple cooking classes. Next, please. These cooking classes are for stable, mentally challenged girls. They are empowered by becoming self-sufficient, independent, and useful family member instead of becoming a burden. Next, please. Art and craft workshops are also organized. We manage monthly projects to make them economically stable and independent. These are all projects for the disabled females. Next, please. A third and the last divided group is for young girls. Next slides. For young girls from local colleges and universities. We organize training, motivational sessions for these young girls, including hygiene, ethics, awareness against drugs, religion, self-defense, etc. In addition to it, we regularly organize art and craft flower arrangement. Next slide. Kitchen gardening, skilled workshops to empower young girls. These are all the pictures. Next, please. Many have started their small businesses on Facebook. Next, please. Next. These are all the pictures. Next. Next. An effective welfare project for the flood affected or underprivileged areas of Pakistan could be improving food security through girls' empowerment. The main objective of a kitchen garden, next please. The main objective of kitchen garden is the maximum output and a continuous support of vegetables throughout the year. No need to purchase vegetables from the market. Next slide. Next. You can grow plants in pots, baskets, etc. according to the availability of the space and budget. Next. It's extremely, next please. These are all the pictures. It's extremely, the previous one, please. Previous slide. The extremely cheaper and healthy to grow vegetables instead of buying them from the market. This is the cost. Multiple. Can I have my last slide, please? Next, please. In the first phase, we will target 1,000 girls and women in a community providing skill development, tools, infrastructure, seeds, plants, and budget will be $50,000 US. In the second phase, we will target 5,000 girls and women, and in the third phase, 10,000 girls and women. It's really, really effective and a very good project, and through which they can earn a good amount for their family. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaista. The third presentation is from Lahore, Mozen, to be presented by Zainab Khan. And if Ishrat Shamim is there. Zainab, I believe you are here.
Yes, we are here.
Please go ahead, and Ishrat too.
Yes. Thank you so much. This is Ishrat Shamim, Rotarian Ishrat Shamim from Rotary Club of Lahore, Mazang. I want to tell you about my our club's sustainable project, Unity School. We are running a school at Kamahas village since 1997, sponsored by Rotary Club of Lahore, Mazang. We are not focusing on the basic education of curriculum. Rather, we are trying to empower them socially, financially, and physically to face the socio-economic challenges. We give them frequent sessions on mental and physical health with help of our club members and speakers from our society to mentor them. We equip them with self-defense techniques to fight harassment. Sessions are arranged to aware them about personal hygienes and mother and child health. You will be happy to know that topper of our school got marks 1080 out of 1100 and got admission in the top-notch college, Cunard College of Lahore City on full scholarship. And we are working for their financial independence. Students of our school become faculty in our school and other schools. Other than this, Zainab will tell you about our flood activities and suggestions for this.
Thank you so much. I'm Rotractor Zainab Faith Khan from Rotary Club of Lahore, Mizang Eagles. So first, let me tell you about the flood-stricken areas. There were no schools, no infrastructure as per the standards of education, and there was male dominance in the whole area, and girls were out of school. I did not see even a single girl talking about the school and the education because they did not have the basic facilities of schools at all. Then what we did was that we did visit the areas, flood-stricken areas, and after that we analyzed the whole situation of education and girls empowerment there. There was like seriously no place for girls there to move, let alone the talk of the empowerment of girls over there. So we, first of all, the first thing is that to change the culture of that place. So for that, we did start with awareness, and we give the families awareness, not only to the girls, but their families, their parents, awareness about the importance of education. Also, we did talk to them about personal hygienes and other things which include like personal hygiene, self defense to combat harassment, because that is something that we cannot, until and unless we tell people about, especially girls, about the techniques to self-defense, we cannot move in the society, right? So that is the first thing that we did try to do. And then
you have only 15 seconds.
Okay, so there are a few suggestions that we want vocational centers and IT centers in the Kamaha school. That is our sustainable project, and for that reason, we need $20,000 to $30,000 for the whole project, because we are already working on their digital literacy and freelancing, and want them to be financially independent. So that is it from our side.
Thank you so much, Zainab and Ishrat. The next club is Lahore Sharqi with Akila Shamsi as the presenter. Akila has been instrumental in collecting all the presentations and working with clubs in Lahore and up north.
Thank you, Ishwar. I am Akila Shamsi, past president, Rotary Club Lahore Sharqi. We are working in many fields to empower women. Our motto, can we share the screen? Our motto is women empowerment and empowered mothers and empower the world. Next slide. Next slide. At the Medicare Health Foundation Hospital, a project of RCL Sharqi, a nutrition program is being run for expectant mothers. From the 3rd month of pregnancy, every week they are called, their milk, fruit, and eggs are given to them. This has resulted in increasing the normal deliveries and healthy babies. Even all poor mothers who cannot afford are not charged for their delivery charges, medicines, and C-sections. Next. In our Mother's NutriCare program, we provide underprivileged expecting mothers at our hospital's nourishment. This ensures that they complete their full term with a healthy body and mind. Next, please.
I have Rotary, making a Rotary.
Inayat Foundation. Another project supported by Rotary Club Lahore Sharki is Inayat Foundation. It is for the people, for the girls hearing impairment. We taught them to live independently. Are being taught cooking, Pakistani and continental, ceramics, beauty courses, and even fine arts. Regular school is also run who are good at studies. They even join colleges and universities. Beside these, we are supporting PSRD as Pakistan Society for the Rehabilitation of Disabled.
You have
Here,
30 seconds more.
okay. We give them small loans for small businesses. In flood relief, RCL Sharki donated tents, ration, clean water, and hygiene kits, especially for girls and pregnant women. Medicines and vitamins are also given. We are the great advocate of girl empowerment. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Akila. Wonderful. The next club is Multan Metropolitan. Presentation to be given by Muhammad Wahid Zafar.
I am Rotarian Wahid Zafar, Sayyar Rotary Club of Multan Metropolitan. We have 3 female doctors and 1 male doctor. As Pakistan is badly affected by the climate change and devastating floods damage the 1/3 area of Pakistan, Rotary Club of Multan Metropolitan immediately respond and start their relief activities in flood-affected regions. We have already arranged 7 medical camps in flood area. Over 3,000 patients were treated and club provided them free medical assistance. Today, our 8th medical camp is in progress. Zarina Ashraf is leading and she is busy there. Club has also distributed groceries, bags, shoes, stitched cloth, milk, juices, biscuits, mosquitoes, safety lotion, and women-related items to almost 650 families. In flood area, our doctor also announced that women who are expecting baby will medicated free in hospital jointly run by Rotary Club of Multan Metropolitan. Till date, 3 babies are born, 2 through C-section and 1 normal delivery. All expenses bared by club. Cloth for babies and fare was given to the families. Now rehabilitation work starts with the help of Rotary Club of Shadman and Rotary Club Falcon Lahore. We start to build 10 rooms in flood area. Besides this, we have 3 vocational centers running for girls teaching, 1 school running, and dowry projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Wahid Zafar. Thank you very much. The next presentation is by Karachi Port City, to be presented by Zainab Ansari.
Assalamu alaikum. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
And can you see the screen?
Yes.
All right. So guys, I'm Zainab Ansari. Hello to everyone over here. We have an exciting project here that has a potential to have a large scale impact when it comes to different forms of violence and attacks on women. First of all, we need to understand that economic empowerment and education are great ways to help our girls rise. Yet we fail to address a very major obstacle they face while on their journey to becoming educated, strong leaders of the future. You see, when a young girl goes to school, she is faced with senior staff or teachers that may discriminate with her or abuse her. Then when she grows up and goes to college or university, the list of predators now includes her peers who can go on to harm her, sexually abuse her, blackmail her, and more. From there, she goes into the workplace, which exposes her to a whole world of predatory elements that she has no idea how to face. And when she gets married, in a society where marriage usually means women have to leave their support system to assimilate in a brand new environment, she will face all sorts of struggles that would often see her hard work, getting educated and working, all go to waste. Now, this is a common story over here in Pakistan, with more and more girls getting educated and entering the workforce. We teach her how to read, we teach her how to make money, but we do not teach her how to protect herself. And when she faces an attack, she will be blamed for not protecting herself well enough. She will face that social stigma, that lack of support from family, from authorities and society in general. And this will keep on happening until she learns from these experiences and makes herself stronger. We over here at Port City, Karachi, propose to give her this information from an earlier age so that she can avoid the consequences of being targeted or harmed through her life, because prevention is always better than the cure. As you can see here, we work on 6 forms of self-defense: psychological, verbal, physical, digital, financial, and legal. These are the 6 areas where women are most likely to be attacked in Pakistan. And we started our national outreach program on the 7th of March. And this happened in Jamshora at the Marvi Girls Hostel, which has about 12,000 women, 12,000 girls actually. And I have taught about 6,000 men, women, and children myself personally over the last 4 years. And we've had a lot of very interesting feedback come from people, including an increase in confidence, increase in reporting of criminal behavior within communities where we've taught, an increase in unity between women, because this is a very old trope that women are the enemies of women over here. And that we saw that by encouraging women to help each other and become support systems with each other, they've been able to actually come together and demonstrate empathy. We've seen an increase of women standing up to their abusers and their bullies and leaving relationships which do not serve them anymore. And most of all, we've seen a trickle-down effect over the last 4 years, where friends and family of those who were participants in our previous workshops have actually reached out to us for further clarifications on our sessions. Now, our first phase that we're looking to do right now through Rotary is basically a train the trainer program, where we train up to about 100 women that we have selected within the areas that are targeted. And after that, after the training, we will go on to a media launch and then continue our national outreach program from there, which we had stopped because of the flood relief efforts. And by the end of the first phase, we wanted to continue on to a digital education. All right. So we want to continue to a digital education program at the end of this and bring this information for free to people all over Pakistan, because Pakistan has an 88% digital penetration rate. A committee structure has already been decided. Targets have already been sorted. This can be discussed further. And we have a 10-year plan as well, which actually includes 8 entire programs, and Train the Trainer and Pakistan Outreach Program are just 2 of them. And to close this, I'm going to show you a video of some of our previous work. This needs to be updated. Obviously, we'll send you some more updated information. So that's it for my presentation, and I hope we can join hands and do something great for all of Pakistan.
Thank you, Zainab. That was great. Thank you, Zainab. The next presentation is by the Rotary Club of Karachi Indus Valley, to be presented by Yamina Abidi.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, good day, everyone. This is Rotary Yamina Abdi, the Director of Women Empowerment of RAG Indus Valley. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so RAG Indus Valley has been to numerous projects, but this time we initiated for the women empowerment, and it goes really well. So we worked on the 3 projects. The first one is to create awareness regarding the rights of the women, and the other was for the menstruation drive and donation drive for the sanitary pads, and the third one was the literacy month. Next slide, please. Okay, with coming for the women empowerment, we led an awareness session in which we call around 3 guest speakers and around 4 much, right? And we created awareness in a general perspective, in the perspective of feminism and also the religious, because since it's necessary to manipulate the people, or if I'm not using the appropriate word, if manipulation not, then you need to drive the people into your psychology. We mentored the people, and it was like all those people joined us in the seminar, attendees, women, parents, and they joined hands with us, and we created awareness regarding their basic rights in religion and society and laws as well. Next slide, please. Next. Okay, menstruation awareness is what we done. We raised a donation for the sanitary pads. Next slide. Next. The donation drive was for the sanitary pads. We collected funds, right? And then we bought sanitary pads from them, and then we donated them to every rural area, especially the areas where the flood survivors are, right? And there we created awareness for them, how to use it, how to maintain a good hygiene, how to protect yourself, and what are the uses, what is the importance, which is pretty hectic because it's the least considered thing in rural areas and all. So yes, next slide, please. Okay, literacy month. This is what we've done. Our team basically created a literacy month in which we educated the people, created awareness that how is it important that how to actually how it is important to educate your girls. Since it's Pakistan and people are more like into educating their sons, they believe that their sons can bring more outcome, and they're educating their daughters is more like a burden, right? So the people of Pakistan in rural areas, especially in working class, they are not into educating their girls, right? We created an awareness program. We aware them how important it is religiously and what are the outcomes that you can get. So where people cooperated with us and we made a success in this, we were successful in making our project valid, and
30
people were
seconds
agreeing
left.
with that. Okay, next slide. Okay, next one. Okay, that is all that I want to say for now. We have been working for women and in many domains, and we are still looking for working in numerous domains, especially in women empowerment. So that is from our side. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yamuna. Okay, the next one is Karachi Roshni, Rotary Club of Karachi Roshni. It's a new club, and the presentation is being given by Anita Kirmani.
Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, Anita.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We are not relatively, but I would consider our club to be a very newborn club, and we are trying our best to cope up with the pace of Rotary in all the fields, but and to an extent we are successful as well. And in this regard, I would like to tell you the Rotary world that we have just started our vocational center, which is for male and female both, but we have some very special programs for women, and it includes the IT program. It is considered that women are not so good at technology, so we are trying our best to promote this knowledge in women, and that's why we have this really nice program, computer learning programs for 3 months and 1 year as well. And for that we have 10 computers which were donated by one of our Rotarian, and they are already placed in the vocational center and the courses have been started. We have 2 very good instructors. They are teaching this skill to our girls of that area. The second part of our vocational area for the women is especially the swing and stitching part, where we have normal machines, which are 3 domestic machines which are used at homes. But we wanted our women to learn the industrial stitching, industrial stitching, so they can find proper jobs in our factories, and obviously with designers like Khadi, the very famous brand of Pakistan. So they can earn really good money out of that. So we have some industrial swing machines there. We have 3 machines already there. We have placed them, and we have 3 more coming in. The funds are being arranged, but we are still looking for a space. The problem we are facing is space, but yesterday in the meeting, we have solved that problem as well. We have a special curriculum designed for stitching. And we have these teachers from the same place, Khadi, and they are going to teach the women on these the skill. And I believe it's a very good skill, as Pakistanis have a special love for the clothes, so they can really earn good money out of it. The main objective of these 2 programs was that these women should be empowered enough to support not only themselves, but their families as well. And this is how they can have an upper hand in their family arrangement. So the future plans for these 2 programs are that we will increase obviously industrial machines more than 6. Proper curriculum is also there. The teachers are there, and now the next
30
thing is
seconds left.
The next thing is which we are really planning is the soft loans we want to provide to these students, so they can easily have their own machines at home and start earning. The next thing which we are doing is on a very regular basis is the training sessions from the teachers, because we have adopted a school as well, which is known as Roshni Public School, and all the teachers are being trained by our Rotarians in this premises, and we have been conducting different training sessions. I think that's all. I hope next time we have more things to tell you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Anita. That was really good considering you are a very new club. Thanks again.
Yeah.
The next club is Karachi. Thank you, Anita. The next club is Karachi Karsaz. Navida Mahmood, please give in your presentation. Navita, are you there? She was
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
Navita.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm going to speak about our vocational training girls empowerment project, which is the training classes at Hawke's Bay Government Boys Secondary School. Now, we plan to have these classes for women of the surrounding villages. There are about 7 surrounding villages, and we will get women from those areas. Next slide, please. This is a picture of the school from where this has also been adopted by Rotary Club of Karachi Karsaz. We've done we made the football field over here, and we also support the school in other ways. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so for the vocational training classes, we are going to have stitching and embroidery classes for young women from the villages and the adjoining areas of Hawke's Bay Government Boys Secondary School. They are due to start from this month. A teacher from the neighboring village who is certified and already proficient has been engaged to kind of conduct these classes. A container has been renovated and partitioned to be used as a classroom and office. Next slide, please. This is the inside of the container, which you can see that we purchased the furniture and we've set it up. And next slide. We've added solar panels for because there's no electricity in that area, so that electricity has to be generated. Sewing machines have been purchased and they're also going to be fitted out soon. Next slide. So it's expected that about 10 girls at a time would undergo this skill-based training. Next slide. Each course would run for around 3 to 6 months, at the end of which the students would be certified and encouraged to start their own small business. The club team would guide the teachers to train and develop aesthetically pleasing products, which can then be offered for sale through online and other channels. The club members would assist in marketing and sale of the finished products. And this is expected to provide a sustainable means of livelihood to empower women living in these marginalized areas. Next slide. These are some examples of the embroidery work in which these women do, the local women. And they're going to be taught the similar type of embroidery and handwork, and plus stitching regular clothes on the machines. Next slide. This is the traditional Balochi and Sindhi embroidery. These are some of the pictures of women who were very much interested in doing this training, and they came in large numbers just to kind of be acquainted when we had the meeting with them. Next slide. That was one program for girl empowerment. The other one, which we are starting again from this month, is the mentorship program for girl empowerment. And this is for senior students of NJB Government Secondary School, which is on M.A. Jinnah Road in the city of Karachi. This will soon be initiated. This is part of the ongoing collaboration between Rotary and Akawat. Rotarians and Rotractors will volunteer for this program, and each volunteer will give about 2 hours a fortnight in which they will interact with bright students and serve as their mentors for their personal growth and development. They will build trust. They will interact with students. Okay, so next slide, please. This is another one. And then there are some girl empowerment activities in the flood affected areas as well. There's a plan in place to provide goats to girls in flood affected areas of interior Sindh, particularly Mirpur Khas, once the waters have receded. This will provide a sustainable means of livelihood once they start taking care of the animals, and also it will supplement their nutritional requirements when they start using or selling milk from these goats. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much. Any questions can be put in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you, Nabila. Okay. The next club is Karachi Sunset Millennium. The presentation will be given by Sharmeen Peshima. Sharmeen.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm just going to share my presentation. If my presentation could be shared, please. I can't seem to share the presentation, so if it could be shared by Rotary Club. Yes. So the Rotary Club of Karachi Sunset Millennium works in a number of areas related to girls' empowerment, but I'm going to focus on what we're doing in terms of menstrual hygiene and women and economic empowerment of women. Next slide, please. Anyway, I won't wait for the slides. The RI Director Faiz Kidwai already mentioned sort of the sheer sort of size of like the disaster in Pakistan due to the floods, and a result of that, it's had like a lot of human impact, particularly for women. A lot of research will tell you that natural disasters always disproportionately impact women. And in Sindh alone, we had as of August, we had 2.5 million female IDPs. IDPs are internally displaced people, basically people who have been removed, who had to shift from their homes and had to live in like makeshift shelters. Now, what's this done is that it's sort of they've lost access to everything, their clothes, their homes. basically anything, and they've moved to makeshift shelters where, you know, their hygiene and sanitation needs are really low on the priority. You know, when there's hunger and when there's, you know, poverty, this is really low, especially for young women. They're at risk because menstruation, talking about menstruation in Pakistan is still very much a taboo, even in the urban communities. Next slide, please. So period poverty in Pakistan was an issue even before the floods, and you know, it's sort of worsened during the floods. Due to lack of access to sanitary products, a lot of women, young girls in particular, don't attend school or withdraw from activities. In some cases, they're also like shut into rooms. So they are sort of shut off from the world, you know, with, you know, no access to the outside world, and that removes them from any sort of participation in the community. And this is happening like, you know, every month for a week. So you can well imagine the impact of, you know, their sort of participation in their communities and their villages and their society. And with shame being attached to the periods, and a major chunk of relief work being done by men because some of these areas are dangerous or this is difficult to access, once again, you know, the menstrual hygiene is, you know, not really high on priority. Now, to give you an idea of some of the numbers, recently we had done a flood relief drive in the outskirts of Hyderabad in a village called Tanbo, which is a campsite. There were 16,000 people, out of which 50% were women. And there were there were around 9,000 women who had traveled from Balochistan, south of Punjab, and interior Sindh. And there was only one health facility and 3 communal bathrooms. You know, there was little to no access to sanitary pads or any other female menstrual hygiene products. Next slide, please. Okay, now there are a number of some organizations working on providing, you know, sanitary products to young women, but those are basically plastic based, and those are fine because, you know, you needed immediate sort of help in these areas, right? You didn't have time to really put together, you know, data on what, you know, what they really use for their periods in rural communities. But, you know, young rural women aren't really used to using these products, and these products also lead to a lot of plastic medical waste, like, you know, because if there's water everywhere, where do you throw, you know,
30 seconds left.
So we basically designed a reusable cloth pad, and it's a low cost, and we're working with a number of organizations to stitch them, to provide who are working with, you know, women from in shelters, to provide them economic empowerment, and also provide these products to rural women who don't have access to these products. By the end of this month, we plan to distribute 1,000 sanitary pads to an IDP village, Tanbo Goat. We hope to continue supplying these sanitary pads even beyond our flood relief response. And we've already, by the end of this week, we'll have 500 pads ready. And we hope to make this a sort of a mini social enterprise of sorts beyond our flood relief response. That's it. Sorry, I had to rush through the last bit of it. But if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch.
Thank you so much, Sharmeen. Yes, Sharmeen, thank you. And now the next one is Karachi Nexus. Shanze Heather.
Hi everyone, my name is Shanze Zainab Heather, and today we're going to talk about our projects on girls empowerment of Karachi Nexus. Basically, we have adopted 2 schools. One is called Talinga School, which is for the female domestic helps children. They usually don't focus on their daughters' education, so we kind of like adopted a school that was taking that initiative and provide them with uniform, course books, and everything that they require, even curriculum development. The next school that we adopted is PIB Central Jail School. Basically, it's a school situated inside the Central Jail, and it is made for the female prisoners' children, and it is made for the female staff working there for their children as well. So we've adopted that school. We are working on the upgrade plan. We are going to change the curriculum. We're going to infuse the curriculum with the Sindh Education Foundation, and we're going to make it something that is in the same line as private schools. The next project that we're working on is teacher training programs. We have 3 master teacher trainers, including myself. We go to all these schools like Roshni Public School, Allah Wala School, Talimga. We've gone and given many training sessions. We've given observation sessions as well. We have also gone to their PTM meeting to give basically to counsel the parents as well on women education and how well they were doing, to motivate them to continue with their girls' education, with their daughters' education, and create happy schools for them all. Then we have another project called the Shed Foundation project, Molecular Lab. Basically, we want to be able to diagnose any kind of diseases during the pregnancy time, so that we can help save lives of the women. The next project, we have collaborated with the Sindh Interior Sindh. We have collaborated with Shireen Hussain Institute, where they train women for embroidery and different kind of vocational sessions. What we do, we provide them help with raw material and help them sell it in Karachi. And so whatever money they make, they use it for buying more raw material to continue their work. The next thing, we have a single mother vocational program, which we started, and it is a great program where we have given single mother education, vocational training on different courses. It's a 4-month course, and we've collaborated with Sindh Technical Education and Vocational Training Authority. We don't just provide them training, we also help them with job placements later on and provide them with startup loans as well. The next thing, we have also helped a lot during the floods. Give just a little part from our side. We've sent a lot of sanitary napkins, healthcare kits for mothers and children. Basically, we knew that this is somewhere where we will need to focus on, as hygiene is something that we need to take care of during these kind of disasters, and women are always suffering in these disasters. So we try to play our part in that.
30 seconds left.
The 2 projects we need your help with is a teacher training project and a Sindh educational single mother vocational training project. We want to expand it. So for the teacher training project, we want to hire 15 more teachers, trainers, because Sindh Education Foundation has given us their teacher training center, and we can pay for the 3 teachers' salary for the year, but we need your help with the remaining 12 teachers' salary. And for the single mother vocational training, we basically have, we had a 25 girls group graduated recently. We want to expand it to 100 girls group. So we can pay for the 25 girls out of the 100, and this is going to be the total amount in USD. And we would like Rotary International to help us pay for the remaining 75 girls, 4-month fee, which is going to be the USD amount mentioned in the financial statement. I've given both financial statement for both the projects that we would need help with. And if there's any more queries, please feel free to ask in the question box. Thank you so much for the time. And it was lovely being able to attend this seminar.
Thank you, Shanse. A really good effort. The next one is Chang Sadar, Rotary Club of Chang Sadar. And the presentation will be given by Amina Shahid.
Hello everyone, I hope you all can hear me. I'm representing Rotary Club of Chang Sadar, and I'll just cover up everything very precisely. For lessening the burden of women and empowering them, we taught uneducated girls knitting and sewing and donated relevant materials such as cloth, needles, sewing machines. Basically, we focused on microfinancing. So after learning, they can make a living out of for themselves. We arranged different beauty courses and internships for girls so they could work at salons and make a living. In addition to this, we arranged marriage ceremony of orphan girls who didn't have any family to be there for them. We also donated decent amount of money for the construction of house for widows, as it's the basic necessity of every human. We believe that education plays the key role in securing the future. So we paid college dues of different female students who couldn't afford for themselves and who were in need. And nothing could be more painful than losing one of our 5 senses. To fix that, we donated hearing aids and donated hearing aids to deaf women and treated blind people too. As we all know that unfortunately Pakistan has been hit badly by floods. So to help the current situation and people over there in Balochistan and Sindh, we donated clothes, food supplies, and basic groceries. And most importantly, the major problem that women suffered was we had to donate sanitary pads because that was the basic issue coming we were getting from the women living over there, the problem they were facing. As we all know that these kind of topics are a little considered as taboos in Pakistan, so we had to focus on this part. And since I said I'll just cover it precisely, so this is all we did, and inshallah next time we'll come up with more projects. Thank you so much. I hope women keep supporting women, and thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Amina. There is a problem. The next speaker just cannot get in. She has been trying, and I have been trying to help her in getting in, but she cannot. That is Professor Ashana Asif from Lahore Shadman. So we'll skip her for now. The next presentation will be from Islamabad Metropolitan. The speaker is Dr. Shamim Zaidi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Shamim Zaidi, past president of Rotary Club of Islamabad Metropolitan. I have listened to the beautiful presentation by our colleagues and do believe that women empowerment depends on that women should support women. And with that, I joined Rotary so long time ago. And at that time, we had a women president of the Rotary, which now we have women president in the at the high head office level. So as a past president of Rotary Club of Islamabad Metropolitan, we took up the challenge of women and children especially. I was a member of a group who were preparing a program for the against the child marriage. And Rotary in its own capacity has taken up the challenge, exploring dealing with the issue. So all of us, we have been working on that. RCM, in line with Rotary objectives of service above self, has signed an MOU with Mashal, a social welfare organization working for uplift of young girls in 3 distinct areas. Well, realizing the fact that education is of prime importance, and they have established a girls' school with 190 students enrolled there. We are providing them free education, free uniform, books, and of course transport, because these girls, they come from a very say lower middle class families, and their mothers are working as maids. They don't allow their girls to go out of home. So we provided them transport from home to school. Making the girls self-supporting courses in cutting, stitching, garments as well as also planned. We don't teach them only embroidery and things like that. We make them self-sufficient by preparing dress for themselves. And of course, they are taught to prepare uniform for our students. And that's why now they earn something from that. In addition, the girls are trained for self-grooming, and courses related to beauty parlor are offered to them. I'm proud to say that right now some of these girls who passed out from here have started beauty parlor in their own homes. In order to design these projects in all three areas, we have outlined a methodology. First, we design a specific curriculum course for our education, inform the community through flyers and verbal communication, and enroll participants for these courses. Then efforts are made to execute the curriculum in stipulated time frame. At the end, we assess the participants at the culmination of course and then give them certificates and awards as a successful candidate. Some of these girls who are working in the vocational center, they are provided sewing machines or knitting machines. Financial assistance for these women has always been a difficult and very important issue. Mashal members, with hand in hand with Rotary and other agencies, work on voluntary basis against or organize Meena Bazaar and arrange fundraisers. Well, we teach these girls with a motto to govern themselves and they will be able to govern the world.
30 seconds left.
Okay. Right now, RCM is working with the Institute of Cost and Management Accounts to facilitate these women financially who intend to start their own business, how to do the banking and how they should be aware of the banking transactions. With these words, once again, I would like to thank you for the honor and would like to congratulate the organizers for selecting this subject. And it's very important for that, and this has given me a valuable opportunity to learn from others. Well, I just want to mention a few things that Rotary has been working for the flood-affected areas, and personally, my own daughter, who is a doctor, and my son-in-law, they are holding camps. They have held camp in Dera Allah Yar, Dera Murad Jamali, Boni, and Diji Khan. Right now, they are in Balochistan. But Mashal has always contributed to all these things, and RCM always stand with us. We are grateful to RCM, and we hope that in coming days we will be able to get some grant and we will be able to pursue our aims. Thank you so much.
Inshallah, Dr. Shamim Zaidi, thank you so much. Jameen, there is a question. Professor Shahina Asif could not get in because there is some link problem, even though she has registered. Is there any possibility of just running her slides without her?
Is that Dr. Shaheen Asif?
Yes.
She's in.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. Okay, Dr. Shahina, Professor Shahina Asif, please give in your presentation. Assalamu alaikum.
I'm a doctor and I'm basically a gynecologist from Lahore, and my special interest in women has been for over 40 years. As a club, Rotary Club of Shadman has two major projects which help the women and the girls. We have a school which has over 300 children, and 70% of them are the girls. These girls are from the underprivileged people who live around the area, and they are given uniforms, bags, and they're given free education. So this is our long-term project, and we have been working with this project for more than, we started this in year 2000. The second project that we are working with is on a permanent basis is an old home, which is a daycare center. And this daycare center is in the district of Punjab in Lahore. And we cater for men and women, but 70% again are women who come to this daycare center. These are senior citizens, and these senior citizen women have no means to travel to bigger hospitals and to travel for their daily needs like pain management, blood pressure management, and diabetes management. So we have these women coming on walking distance and free of charge. They are offered pain therapies. They've offered free physiotherapy, and we look after their diabetic controls and hypertension. And if required, we refer them to the appropriate hospitals. We see about 7,000 women in a year in these daycare centers. And the third short-term project that we are doing at the moment with the flood-affected women are empowering women to practice safe menstruation. So we were told that women who have been displaced, all their ability to manage their menstrual cycle is gone. So we had to prepare emergency kits for menstrual kits, and we noticed that this was in Nowshera, and there the women, they do not use the proper sanitary pads. They like to use small towels. So we had made over 300 kits within each hygiene kits with 10 sanitary towels, underwear, soap, and necessary other 2 items. So we set up maternity care clinics in these areas, which was 3 basic areas, one in Nowshera, one in Swat, and 3 clinics in south of Punjab, Dera Ghazi Khan, Sokar, and an area Mangrotha. There we saw women for personal hygiene as well as care for dengue and mosquito control. Also, we offered antenatal services. And another doctor who was working with us offered free deliveries. Her name is Zarina Ashraf. She is from Multan. She offered free deliveries for these women who were in the family way, and they could be looked after without being paid. So our efforts have been for the short term as well as for the long-term problems of people, especially girls and women. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you could get in. Okay. Now we come to the district, both the district combined projects, like we have like 3 to 7 one district, 3 to 7 2 the district, and there are a couple of projects which is being done collectively. So Amina Khan will be talking about e-commerce. Amina. Amina, where are you?
Do you want to do the other project first?
Okay, then we, even though Amina was here, okay, then we go on to Karachi Global, Rotary Club of Karachi Global. Presentation by Faryal Siddiqui.
Hello, greetings everyone. I'm Faryal Siddiqui, President Rotary Club of Karachi Global. Can I have my presentation, please? Can I have my presentation? Yeah, thank you. My club's project is a part of a comprehensive proposal of a sustainable village in our efforts towards post-flood rehabilitation in Pakistan. Next slide. The biggest next slide, please. The biggest challenge right now is to restore the lives and livelihood of the people most impacted by these floods. Next slide, please. So to tackle this challenge, under the guidance of Mr. Faiz Kidwai, Rotary Pakistan's roadmap to recovery is sustainable villages, as he initially told us in his brief introduction. In this community, we are going to change the way of living from ego to eco. Next slide, please. Can we move to the next slide, please? The previous one. So basically, the main objective of this proposal is to build a sustainable village with minimum carbon footprint, with main focus on infrastructure, social and economic development of the community. We will identify these villages in two ways. Either we will adopt an existing village and transform it through sustainable and suitable interventions, or we will build an entire village on a new land. Can we move to the layout of the village in the next slide? This is a basic layout of the village where residential units are proposed on a raised land with provision of multiple communal spaces and amenities such as school, maternal and childcare center, communal toilets, shops, cattle yard, community and vocational training center. We'll have alternative energy systems where we can use wind turbines and solar panels with water resistant trees to protect the land from future disasters such as soil erosion and future floods. The total cost of this project is estimated to be $150,000 US, where only we have planned we will only spend 20% of the cost on housing, whereas rest of the amount will be spent on the infrastructure and socio-economic development of the villagers. So can we move to the next slide? Talking about the socio-economic development, there will be maximum efforts towards empowering women in these villages. Because as we all know, women and children in general are more vulnerable to these disasters due to lack of education, limited access to resources, and cultural issues. It is observed that many women have lost their income resources as well after these floods. So what we are proposing is, can you move to the next slide? I just want to show the facts. Throughout Pakistan, as Faisal initially said, almost 66% of the labor force in villages is that of women, which are involved in cultivation, cattle farming, and handicraft. In our sustainable village, women will have economic empowerment through access to income and assets, control over their economic resources, and power in decision making. Next slide, please. In addition to other facilities, we will also establish a vocational skill development center for young girls and women to polish their inherent skills in handicrafts, embroidery, and pottery, etc. This will ensure income generation opportunities for sustainable livelihood, making them self-dependent. Next slide. There will be training for them to run their small businesses as well from their home, giving them knowledge about technology to connect with the world directly. They will be given interest-free microcredit, which will be directly and especially targeted for women. Land ownership will also be in the name of the women in addition to the partner organization. Next slide, please. Can we look at the beautiful products that these women already make there? All we need is to polish their skills. Can you move to the last slide, please? The previous one. These are some of the expected outputs and long-term impacts of this proposal. By this proposal, status of women will rise and there will be positive social change for them. These women will be self-supported and self-reliant. Children of these women would enjoy better education, health, and overall development, leading to better citizens. That's all from my end. I hope this project see the light of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paryan. I hope it materializes. It's a beautiful project. Okay, the next one is Amina Khan. She has two projects to present. One is the district project and one is the club project. So Amina, please be very brief and quick. So we go to Amina.
Both in 3 minutes.
All right, that is an uphill task. Hello everyone, hope things are going well. I've been constantly getting disconnected, but I hope this one lasts. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go on rocket speed. Please keep up. Let's start with the e-commerce proposal for Rotary Pakistan. Could you please play the first slide? Okay, I'm Amina Khan. I'm a Rotarian, obviously being able to attend this seminar. And I come from Rotary Club of Karachi New Central. I'm their chair for women empowerment for service projects and for polio this year. Okay, so I would like to start with a bit of a glimpse into the diversity that Pakistan has to showcase. Please take a moment and take this in and look at the beauty of the work that our people do. And if this fantastic work is showcased tastefully to the world, I'm sure we'll have plenty of buyers and these people will have plenty of economic, boom to them, to their lives. Okay, so our poverty-stricken crafters can earn to self-reliance. That is the main goal for this entire effort. So I've just tried to initially taken a few slides to explain what e-commerce is. I'm sure a lot of us already understand. It's an online marketplace. You must be familiar with all these brands like Amazon, OLX, and Daraz locally, and Flipkart and Myntra and all of these. We go on to the next slide, which again, I'll go over very fast. What it does is that it allows you immense opportunity and unlimited access to a lot of more people and a lot of more consumers and a lot of, a lot less time bound than maybe a physical shop. There's a list of 10 things that it, kind of covers, where there's no geographical limitations because you're online and blah, blah. You can read it when you like. I think I'll go on to the more important stuff. So Rotary has been advocating vocational training programs. This initiative has been long brewing and people have taken it on. You've already seen in most of our presentations today, so many people have been engaged in vocational training centers or trying to vocationally train people. So the idea is to use the unique skills of people and their expertise to address community needs and help others discover new professional opportunities and interests. Rotary has also rolled out vocational training teams, which are a group of professionals who travel across to another country to teach and learn from them within their own field. These are things that we can explore during this program. Also, then Rotary Pakistan's e-commerce web portal is directly in line with Rotary's theme of grabbing dreams and taking things on ground next level, which is the whole context of Imagine Rotary, I believe. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the more important bit. This is how this thing will come about. We would like to ensure maximized earning profits for the actual seller or crafter. So the web portal itself will not be taking any money from them or any percentages from them, and it'll be operating purely based on donations or on grants, and up till a certain self-sustaining time. So the primary objective is to maximize the earnings and profits for the actual seller or crafter, and then secondarily, the portal itself will become self-sustaining and independent, and it will then depend lesser and lesser on donation funding and more on the marketing that it generates for itself. This setting up of this online interface is a very important part. So there has to be a web portal team which will not only conduct the supervision of design and setting up, but it will also establish its backend and the financial workings.
You have only 30 seconds left.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So, well, okay. So this is basically an idea that helps us bring to the forefront people who have been giving out brilliant work, but they just need to be collectively presented and not, in pieces and bits here and there. And I think Pakistan will come across as a very strong economic position once this portal is established. Are my 30 seconds up? So anyway, this is an idea that I felt that I need to put across. And if this can be worked on, it's very cost intensive and time intensive. It's a big undertaking. And I think we'll need a very dedicated team to kind of take this on and see it through. It should last about 3 to 5 years to actually, bring it full boom. And I think we can encompass a lot of people who are crafters and who are sellers in our country. May I start with the second one?
Yes, please, Amna.
Okay.
Time is very short, please. We are very late. I'm very sorry.
So I could, skip it if you want, or just go quickly over the slides really fast.
Yes, please go through them. That would be great.
Okay, so this is for New Central. We are in the first quarter of our year, and in the first quarter, we've been able to manage a deaf women's cricket team match. This is sort of a combination of GE and DEI. And this organization is called Deaf Reach, with whom we collaborated to get this match going. And we'll do a few more for them because they seem to be doing really well. In areas of sports, other than this, there is an organization called Al Furqan Welfare Organization, which has 14 branches of schools in slum areas of Karachi and some in interior Sindh. And we wish to work with them, especially in girl empowerment related to some sporty activities indoors that can be held, because these slums schools don't have big playgrounds. They're in very congested areas and there's very small buildings. So we hope to give them a climbing wall. We hope to give them some skipping ropes and monkey bars. And we hope to give them a coach to get them started. And then if this works out nicely for about a month or two, we'll replicate this plan over 14 branches. Next, I'll talk about awareness and skills. We're also taking on this Al Furqan Welfare Schools and using the same number of 14 schools for different kinds of activities. One is health awareness, which our president, who's a doctor and very professional doctor, she's conducting these health awareness sessions, which include hygiene and grooming, immunization, motherhood and sexual health for senior classes. Then they have, then there was another program with another deaf-related organization, which is called Connect Here. It was salon training, and there was a lady trainer from India who trained 15 ladies from Pakistan, from rural areas and middle class, low middle class income groups. And they had fantastic results, so they want to replicate. And next is a little bit of flood-related stuff that we pushed for better, accommodation for people, even in a temporary capacity. It should be shelter homes, which kind of give privacy to their families, and they're not out in the open, and they have bathrooms, which are eco toilets. They have kitchens, which are community kitchens. So this is a project which is being run by Heritage Foundation, and our club very generously donated and collected a lot of money for many of these shelter homes. Other than this, I've been working in flood relief since July in Balochistan and Sindh in a personal capacity, and have been doing a lot of rations and relief in tents and also medical camps, given me the opportunity to interact with a lot of locals, and especially a lot of girls and lots of women. And maybe I can talk about that another time, because I'm sure I've run out of time again.
Thank you very much, Amina.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry, everybody, that we are late. We are running extremely late. So 3 minutes is obviously different time than in Great Britain and Ireland time. It reminds me of my trips to India, taking part of immunization days. It's definitely Indian time. So today is Pakistani time. Director Fayez, would you like to say anything now, please?
I just say I'll just give a few comments. Well, first of all, my compliments to all of you, all those who have presented, and in fact, my compliments to joining you for connecting these Great Britain, Ireland Rotarians clubs with these Rotarians and clubs from with Pakistan. Now, there are two things I would like to share with my friends, since we are moving ahead, and hopefully we'll be building some connections and partnerships as well. Now, with talking of Great Britain and Ireland, Pakistan has got two areas where we can really work with. One is, of course, the Rotarians, the Rotary family members, and the other is the overseas Pakistanis who are working there. I would like to use this Rotary platforms, and that will also. Can you please mute yourself, please? I'm sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, okay. So that is one area where we can not just, because most of the overseas Pakistanis, there have always been supporting the communities here. Now in this, during these floods, obviously they want to do more. So I would like that if our Rotary clubs in these areas can get connected with them. So in that way, this Rotary channel can be adopted, not just for Pakistan, but also for bringing them as well into Rotary. The second area where I think a lot of presentations have similarities, and I would again request all my friends in Pakistan that the two projects which we discussed, which we are going to take it at the national level. One is the sustainable or eco village we talked about. The other one is the e-marketing tool. Let's all clubs, connect with them, because all these activities can easily be connected to them. Final points I've heard on quite a few occasions, at least 2 occasions, the statement that desire that girls should be supporting girls. Well, I would like to ensure that not only girls, men would also be supporting. They're already supporting, and we'll be supporting you wherever needed for girls empowerment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Director Faiz. Kapana, please, may I ask you if there's anything that you would like to say? Kapana is, as I said earlier, the Rotary Empowering Girls Ambassador, not just for Pakistan, but for India, Malaysia, not Malaysia, Indonesia and Bangladesh. So very, very big area there. Kapana, anything that you'd like to say from today? You need to unmute, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Janine, and I really appreciate this initiative that you have taken. My very good friend, my batchmate, Director Faiz, Assistant Ambassador Kishore, and of course, Ambassador Janine, District Governor Tajib, and members of the Council of Governors, and friends in Rotary and Rotract and beyond. Just now, Faiz had mentioned about men supporting these efforts for empowering girls. And I must share with you, I remembered, that the immediate past district governor, Aftaf Imam, happened to be in hospital when we had the first orientation, and he attended it from his hospital bed. So there couldn't be more support from a man leader in Pakistan, for this great cause. We have had it, the 7 focus areas, there have been excellent work in all these focus areas. And I must congratulate all those who have tried their best in these very difficult circumstances. And, there has been work being done for flood rehabilitation also. And people, Rotarians have gone, they have hands down service, like Rotarian Zainab, I think with her self-defense courses, giving this instruction to about 6,000 girls. So, and the involvement of Rotractors is also very encouraging. You don't see Rotractors joining all the projects in many places. So, floods, I come from a region where, floods are there annually, but these floods, this flood in Pakistan was devastating. So I can imagine, how much suffering there has been, and it's so difficult. But Faiz has been an excellent leader, leading from the front, and has been taking up the challenge. And what I appreciate very much is about the environment, trying to build sustainable villages. And there is a lot of wisdom in it. We have to go back to our past. The pandemic has also taught us that we got to go back, and look at the environment, look at nature. And a lot of clubs have taken up the menstrual hygiene project, and it's very important. But one word of caution that, these sanitary napkins should not have the plastic component, and most of it should be cloth, and it should be reusable. And I think it was Rotarian Charmin who had mentioned, that they have a project, a vocational project. They have set up a unit. And this could be something very effective, addressing the health need and also looking to, generating some income from these units. So I suppose, that they could be supported in these kind of efforts, where we address the health issues and also menstrual hygiene. And of course, collaborations and continuity, what the previous club leaders have done, the committee has done, continuity is very important. We need to take the best things, and also, developing collaborations. Collaborations have already started, and I'm quite sure, with this kind of, telling our stories like what has been told today, definitely there'll be more collaborations coming up. And I must state here that there has been, we have had a number of sessions earlier too, where, I have noticed that the skills, the girls and the ladies are so skilled in handicrafts and embroidery. It's amazing. And so, we need to extend that so that, there'll be buyers not only in the country, but beyond, some sort of system has to be developed. And also we need to take the help of action groups, to address these needs. we need to take the help of action groups so that the work becomes more effective and we get a lot of expert advice in many of these areas. And perhaps sometimes our peace fellows can also be of help. I don't want to take any more time. Thank you so much for this opportunity to express some of my thoughts. And I think it is coming together is the beginning, and this is definitely a great beginning. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I do need to unmute because then you can't hear me. Okay, let's try that again. Thank you, Kalpana. Thank you, Faiz. Thank you, Kishwar. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is the end of what we're going to do now, but we are going to stay on because we haven't had time for questions and answers. I have been putting in the chat box the 2 email addresses to reach out to where we can connect you with any of the projects that we've highlighted. This is just a snapshot. It is just a starting conversation. There must be ways that we can work with each other, where we can collaborate, where we can learn from each other. I mean, what a wealth of talent and expertise we have heard from our own Rotarians and Rotaractors already. In relation to the self-defense, etc., one of the things that we are starting a dialogue on in Great Britain and Ireland is around all things domestic violence, domestic abuse, violence against persons. And we've got our first opening 1 hour Zoom session, Zoom discussion about that in October. In fact, we're already in October, aren't we? It's on Wednesday, the 19th of October at 7 p.m. UK time, sorry, 7:30 p.m. UK time. And I'll put the link in the chat box now. Anybody is welcome to join in that discussion. Again, it's an opening discussion. But for me, we have got a lot of Pakistani diaspora within Great Britain and Ireland, but we've also got a lot of Rotarians and Rotaractors from all over the world who live in our islands. Let's learn from each other and let's collaborate. So I want to thank you all for being here. We are going to stay here. Talat, I see that you've got your hand up. We aren't generally opening the microphone. If you've got questions that you want to ask, if you could put them in the chat box, please. But I will give opportunity to RI Director-elect Eve if there's anything that you would like to say before we then open it up more generally. Eve, you need to unmute.
Right, I'm muted now, I hope. But I just wanted to congratulate everyone on these great, impactful projects that are empowering thousands of women and girls across Pakistan. So, all of us who've been here today, I'd like to say a big thank you on behalf of everyone, because, I know we're all inspired and in an English phrase, been blown away by what we've been hearing. It's really amazing. So, and also, a big thank you to RI Director Faz, also to you, Janine, and also to Kishwar for putting this all together. I know from looking at all the messages on WhatsApp, this has been a really, really huge amount of work, but it's really been worthwhile. So a big thank you on behalf of everybody here today for all that has been brought together, for all the presentations, and to absolutely everybody involved. It's been amazing, inspiring, incredible, outstanding, whatever other words I can say. I don't think words are enough to actually describe how wonderful this session has been. So thanks, huge thanks to everybody again who's been involved, and to everyone who's attended as well. So I'm going to just do some applause here.
Thanks ever so much, Eve. I mean, we have had some questions that I don't know whether we want to continue or whether people just want to go. The presentations, as I say, the whole recording will be in the Great Britain and Ireland YouTube channel. There will be a detailed index for each thing. But I'm wondering, Kishwar and Faiz, maybe each of the presenters would like to actually do a little recording at a slightly slower pace, but a maximum, absolute maximum of 7 minutes each, might I suggest, about their projects with their contact details, and we can make those available across Great Britain and Ireland as well separately, if that would be of interest. But I'm particularly interested in the two projects that you've highlighted as nationwide, so across Pakistan. How can we collaborate with those in particular? And Joel Weaver, who's unfortunately had to leave us, he's very into the environment. He's a peace activator, Rotarian. He's particularly interested in the solar and wind power part of the model villages. And actually, how can we use that in other places, not just within Pakistan? And how can we start training in women and girls in green skills?
That seems to be wonderful.
Faiz, you're muted.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, Jane, I would suggest that, as you mentioned, that both these projects, which would be project-based for the entire country, I'll give you details. We'll share detailed presentation of same, which you can share with other clubs and districts. My objective, which I've already started working, that as I mentioned, there would be these 20 pilot projects, I would say. And when I say pilot project, that means that this is the time if Rotary can take the initiative and come up with real eco-villages, sustainable villages that will follow, others will follow the footsteps of Rotary. By others, I mean other organizations, including the international donor agencies also. So that is the ultimate objective of mine, that through our work, we can get the Rotary and Rotarians and Rotary clubs, Rotary leadership in Pakistan getting connected to the international donor organizations, because often they look towards Rotary as an executing partners. So that is my one of my main objective apart from this. And once we are able to do that, I can say that I can see a transformation of not just these villages, but through this, perhaps for the entire country in years ahead. And this is going to be 8 to 10 years plan. It is not just a one-time thing. One time would be that you get these 20 villages built within next 2 years' times, and then move on from there onwards. And on 22nd of October, Rotary International President-elect Gordon will be visiting Pakistan. He'll be in Karachi, and we plan to get one project, foundation ceremony of one village, done during his presence here. So the second point you mentioned about connecting with regard to solar and other things, yes, there is, apart from, we just don't need simple financial support. We need support in terms of sharing the ideas, the technology. And there is where the technology comes in. We talk of engineering side, we talk of IT side, and the grooming of entrepreneurship. Now, this is another area where I'll request all my friends in Great Britain and Ireland that we have got connectivity available in most of the institutions here. If you can have your experts delivering lectures through Zoom from UK, that itself will be a major contribution. So that is another area where we can collaborate and we can get you connected at the grassroots level.
That's a great idea, actually. The connecting through Zoom. We would never have been able to have this meeting 2 years ago when Rotarians didn't really understand what Zoom was and really didn't want to engage with it. It's great that we have got this opportunity. And actually, some of the projects that you've been talking about, I was thinking earlier about basic education and literacy. Perhaps there's a way of connecting around that and connecting young people in Great Britain and Ireland with young people in Pakistan or indeed anywhere else in the world, or your area, Ambassador Kalpana.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Okay. Has anybody, let's open the microphones. Is anybody here from Great Britain and Ireland specifically, any of you that have got any questions you would like to ask before we finish? I think we are going to have to finish in a few minutes. If you have, just put your hand up. Cheryl, you've just muted yourself again.
Am I okay now? Does that
You are.
unmute? Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been an absolutely superb morning. I can't thank you enough. And my question would be, obviously you've said we've got the links through to the projects, but there's some generic things. You've just touched on one, Janine, around young people and basic education and linking up. What I'd particularly like us to work on together is the eco-villages and also the empowering young women regarding abuse, etc. I think they have huge implications worldwide, and I salute our Pakistan Rotarians, because your initiative is actually something that will help the whole world. So really a massive congratulations from me. And Janine, you know, obviously to you, wonderful that you've started this off, and all of us must work together to build on the ideas of today.
Thank you, Cheryl. Anybody else
Absolutely.
want to ask anything?
Yeah, I'll just add one point here that, you know, in the eco villages or sustainable villages, we have kept these two elements of one, the basic education at a village level, and mother and child healthcare center. So these two would certainly also be part of the village.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful, thank you.
One of our Rotarians in Great Britain and Ireland, a fellow member of the humanitarian service team, is Gwenda Griffiths. Gwenda, I don't know if you're still with us, but if you are, I just wondered about your thoughts about connecting young people in Pakistan with young people in Great Britain and Ireland. Maybe she's still showing on the list, but maybe she's...
I was trying to get unmuted, sorry. No, today's speakers have been absolutely inspirational, and it's been great to hear from the Rotaractors as well. I think that some of these projects could be shared with our interactors and our Rota kids. I don't know if in Pakistan you have Rota kids, but they're the, oh yes, I've got some nods there. I'm sure that they would love to be involved in these type of projects, and also undertake some of these projects in their own localities, because a lot of them are transferable to different areas throughout the world. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Gwenda. Gwenda is our youth lead in the humanitarian service team. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth further conversations. Thank you very much for that, Gwenda. Okay, I haven't got any more hands up, so I will give each of our highlighted people now just 1 minute if there's anything else they would like to share. Kishwa, you first.
I just want to thank you. And even though some of our clubs gave a tough time, but I think it was worth the effort.
Thank you very much. You've frozen, so I'm going to leave it there.
Because they tried the best, and they are having,
okay, so we're losing you. Sorry, Kishwa. Faiz, anything you'd like to say?
No, my final comment would be thank you for organizing this event. And I can tell you, Janine, it would not have been possible without your interest and so much of involvement. You know, I was really impressed, because you are one person who really made it happen. And although we have gone over time, but getting 20 presentations done, even in this time, would have been something impossible. But you made it, and it was your hard work which made it possible. And the participation, not just from Pakistan, but from again Great Britain and Ireland, and there are some other countries as well. It was all the planning and initiative from your side, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Faiz. Kalpana, anything from you?
Kalpana?
Yeah, you just need to on mute, Kapana, sorry.
Thank you. I'm unmuted now, I think.
Yes.
Faiz, to your eco village, one more component may perhaps be added, and that's organic farming.
Yes.
Definitely want to have organic stuff, vegetables and fruits. And
absolutely right. But that will be done with the passage of time.
Of assistant ambassador from 3 to 9 to Nepal and Bhutan. And Kiran Karna is also here. She has come on my invitation. And one of the for sustainability, our daughter was still recently working for UNDP, and I'm quite sure she'd like to, connect with some young people from Pakistan and, talk about natural building and sustainable practices. Right.
Thank you.
So
thank you very much. Maybe this is something that we should be talking about offline together as well. And maybe think ahead for a program of scale grant application.
Absolutely.
Only one of those a year.
Yes.
And then some very strict criteria, but it strikes me that thinking ahead, maybe that's worth considering.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
Recently, if I may add, she was in Dorchester recently, and she had, seen the UK Rotarians raising funds for Pakistan, and she was also happy to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So that just really leaves me to say thank you to everybody that stuck with us right till the end. I am so sorry that we've overrun, but I'm sure that there was so much content, and they were all so enthusiastic. It was really hard to be cutting them short. That back to that 3 minutes time scale. It was just impossible to cut them off too soon. So thank you all for being with us. I do hope that you're going to carry on engaging with us around our Empowering Girls, not just in Pakistan, but in Great Britain and Ireland and in other parts of the world. We do organise online sessions, both around Empowering Girls and also around peace, on a fairly regular basis within our islands, and they are open to anybody that wants to join. So please, there is that one that I put in chat earlier on the 19th of October around anything to do with domestic violence and violence against people. And some of what you've said today is really relevant to that. But there's lots of other things we could be collaborating on, sharing ideas, sharing experience. None of us know all of it, but all of us know someone who does. And if we could find the someone who does and who is willing to work with us, imagine the massive increase of the impact that we are already having and making a difference, because we are in Rotary for service above self. And what we are doing as an organisation collaboratively, we could do so much more. Thank you for all the service. Thank you for everyone that's participated. And I hope we will be having further of these meetings going forward. And I look forward to connecting you with projects that you're interested in following up on. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.